It was a warm afternoon in Karachi when 12-year-old Elia Khan first looked up at the sky and saw a silver airplane cutting through the clouds. Her eyes lit up, and with a voice full of certainty, she told her mother, "One day, I'm going to fly among those clouds." Her mother smiled, placing a gentle hand on her daughter's head. "Keep your courage, my child. You can do anything you set your heart on." Life was never easy for Elia's family. Money was tight, opportunities were scarce. But dreams didn't cost a thing. She studied by day and worked part-time jobs by night, her hands tired but her spirit unshaken. Sleep was short but her dreams were big, and every one of them had wings. Years later, after relentless hard work, she was accepted into flight school. It was a place where the roar of engines became her heartbeat, where long hours in the cockpit were more thrilling than exhausting. The day she took her first solo flight, the world below felt small and the sky above felt like home. Her instructor often told her, "Elia, your greatest strength isn't your skill with the controls. It's the way you stay calm when the world is falling apart." Not long after, Elia became one of the first female commercial pilots in her airline. She had done it. She was living her dream, not just for herself, but for every little girl who had ever looked up at the sky and thought, "Why not me?" On the morning of December 8th, Elia reported for duty on flight PK-417 from Karachi to Istanbul. A large passenger aircraft, 186 souls on board, plus 8 crew members, and at the helm, Captain Elia Khan. Boarding went smoothly, and Elia's voice came over the cabin speakers, warm and steady. "Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Captain Elia Khan, and it's my honor to take you through the skies today. Sit back, relax, and let's fly our dreams." The aircraft climbed above the clouds, bathed in golden sunlight. Passengers settled into their seats. Children pressed their faces to the windows, pointing at the cotton-like clouds outside. The co-pilot, Imran, smiled and said, "Perfect weather today, Captain." Elia returned the smile. "Yes, and moments like this remind me exactly why I chose this life." An hour before reaching Istanbul, the calm shattered. A sharp alarm blared in the cockpit. Imran's eyes shot to the engine display. His voice trembled slightly. "Captain, engine 2 is on fire." Without hesitation, Elia took control. Her voice into the radio was firm. "Mayday, Mayday. PK-417 declaring an emergency. Engine 2 fire warning active, requesting priority landing." She addressed the passengers next, her tone even and reassuring. "This is your captain speaking. We've encountered a technical issue, but we are in control. Stay calm, keep your seatbelts fastened. We will be landing shortly." But within minutes, the situation worsened. The fire was spreading. The left wing was losing fuel. Air traffic control directed her to the nearest airbase, but on the flight path lay a small, densely populated town. Elia's eyes met Imran's. "If we go down over that area, we won't just risk the passengers, we'll risk everyone below. We need to change course. We land away from people no matter the cost." Imran hesitated only a second before nodding. He knew, when Captain Elia made a decision, it was always the right one. She steered the aircraft toward a remote, snow-covered valley. The metal groaned under stress. Flames licked at the wing. The cockpit was filled with warning lights and alarms. In the cabin, fear rippled like a wave. A little girl, clutching her mother's arm, whispered, "Mommy, are we going to fall?" Her mother pulled her close, kissing the top of her head. "No, sweetheart. Our captain is going to take us home." Elia heard that over the intercom, and in that moment she promised herself she would. The ground was rushing up fast. She eased the aircraft lower, fighting the controls as the left engine failed completely. The snowfield ahead was narrow. One mistake and they'd cartwheel into the mountainside. "Hold on, everyone," she said softly, not into the mic, but to herself, and to the souls in her care. The landing was brutal. Metal screeched against ice, passengers cried out, overhead compartments burst open. But the aircraft stayed upright. It slid, slowed, and stopped. Crew members jumped into action, opening emergency slides. One by one, passengers spilled out into the cold, their breath steaming in the freezing air. Some were crying, some were silent in shock, but they were alive. All 186 passengers and the entire crew made it out. When rescue teams reached the cockpit, they found Elia still in her seat, her hands on the controls. She had stayed until the very last moment, ensuring the aircraft didn't veer off course. In that final violent jolt, she had struck her head. She never regained consciousness. 2 days later, headlines around the world read, "Captain Elia Khan, the woman who saved 186 lives." At Karachi Airport's main hall, a large portrait of her was placed on the wall. Below it, a single line. She didn't just fly planes, she lifted hearts, and she kept them safe. In an interview, her mother's voice trembled, but her pride was clear. When she was little, she told me she would touch the sky. And she did. But she also touched people's hearts in a way I could never imagine. Elia's story spread far beyond her country. Parents told it to their daughters, pilots shared it with their trainees, and every passenger who had been on PK 417 carried her name like a prayer, because some flights don't just end on the runway. Some live forever in the skies. Courage isn't just found on battlefields. Sometimes it's in the quiet, steady hands of someone who chooses others' lives over their own. Captain Elia Khan will never take another flight, but her final one will be remembered for as long as the skies are blue. On-screen text: some flights end on the ground.